Hey bassist, today I'm here to demo the Wentz signature Sterling bass. Let's hear how this bass sounds. So the signature Wentz bass. So in case you didn't know, this is the second signature model Wentz has ever released. The first signature bass Wentz released was a Squier precision bass in the late 2000s. The bass was just a passive black P bass with a volume knob, nothing else to it. The bass was kind of looked as oversimplified. I remember going to Best Buy when they were closing their music section and it was on sale for 50% off, only at $150. Seeing his first signature go between $600 and $1,000 on Reverb, makes me wish I really picked up that bass back in the day. But luckily, Wentz has blessed us with a second signature model. Wentz has made the switch to Sterling and Music Man basses. He actually does use the Sterling model live. He also used to use the Squier models live, which I think is really cool. The reason why this is cool, for example, Mikey Way of My Chemical Romance, that is his Squier signature Mustang bass, and he never used the Squier Mustang live. He always used his Fender model, and the Squier was just kind of a copy of what he had. But because Wentz actually uses these models live, the model truly has kind of been blessed by the artist. It can be used by him, it can be used by anyone. Alright, I'll go into the specs later, but for now, let's just hear some more sound clips with this bass. So going into the specs of this bass, this is a passive StingRay. Most Sterling StingRays you'll see are active electronics. Great segue for people that are used to like passive Fender P basses or J basses and want to get a Sterling. The bass has a standard 34 scale length and 43mm nut width, kind of like a normal P bass. It's a roasted maple neck, has a gold anodized pickguard, and it has all black hardware. So you can see the bridge, the knobs, and the tuners, they're all black. This bass comes in two finishes. It comes in this gorgeous Fiesta red and it also comes in a black. Let's go into the pros of this bass. The first pro, I think you're getting a very unique instrument for the price point. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but a lot of signature models recently have been quite pricey compared to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we were seeing a lot of Squier models. All the signature models were usually like under $500. But in the past year, all the signature models that I've wanted have been $1,200 plus. If you look at the Mark Hoppus bass, it's $1,300. If you look at this Mikey Way bass, it's $1,500. Try to look at the Mike Kerr, it's $1,600. Mono Neons, $1,650. Basses are getting quite expensive. Because this bass is $650 USD, it's a lot more accessible to players. I know it's not going to fit everyone's budget, but compared to something like Mikey Way's bass, My Chem is my favorite band, by the way, but I still think the bass is a little overpriced for what you're getting. I as opposed to this bass, it comes with a roasted maple neck, it comes with black hardware, a lot of unique features, and it's passive. Another pro for this bass, I really enjoy the passive electronics on a Sterling. I used to own a StingRay 5 bass. This bass works a lot better with my Overdrive pedals, and I don't know, it's just easier for me to have passive controls. I don't know, maybe I'm dumb and don't use active electronics properly, but I personally prefer passive controls. And the last pro of this bass is that it can handle lower tunings well, which kind of goes for all Sterlings, but I wanted to point that out. I actually had this bass in drop C sharp for the past 2 months since I did my Paramore cover, and it just holds those tunings better than my Fenders. I'm really not sure why. I know obviously you have to use thicker gauge strings for lower tunings, but there's just something about Sterlings where they just hold the tuning much better. If someone knows the science behind it, feel free to explain it to me in the comments. All right, now for the cons of this bass. And some of these are a little more my preferences. They aren't actually an act to the bass. First one is I don't like 43mm neck width. I prefer a jazz bass profile, but this is something you kind of get with all Sterlings, and this is kind of copying more P-bass spec. So if you like that, it's fine, but for me, it makes the bass less playable. I prefer smaller string space. Second con for this bass, as it is a signature Fall Out Boy bass, I don't feel like it nails all the Fall Out Boy tones very well. There are certain songs, I think like Sugar We're Going Down and Head Slide, where it sounds great. But there are other songs like Dance Dance and Where Did the Party Go, where I feel like a P bass would fit those songs better. And then the last con I'd say is if you're getting this because you want a Sterling, it's not going to be as versatile as a regular Sterling with active electronics. Being passive, it does limit it. Just keep that in mind. Without active electronics, you are getting less tones. Overall though, this is really a fantastic bass. It was very hard for me to come up with cons for this bass. I mean, you get so many features for $650. It is a unique signature model. It's not just another Sterling model. It's not like all of the signature Fender models that we get that are exactly the same. It is unique to the lineup right now. Pete Wentz's first signature bass was not that impressive, but I am very impressed with this one, and I think I might keep it around, play all those low tuning songs, like keep this in drop C or drop C sharp. Huge shout out to Zzounds for sending me this bass. Without them, this review isn't possible. So if you want to go ahead and support the channel and support Zzounds, use the affiliate link below. If you want to just buy something small, even like guitar picks or bass strings, you know, every purchase helps, and it helps me get more gear like this to review for the channel. So thank you to everyone who watched this review. If you have any questions about the bass, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and also let me know what other gear you'd like to see reviewed on the channel. All right, have a good one.